Hi everybody, welcome back to part 2 on the sage. Okay, the absolute, the human condition, and eschatology. Let's go over these briefly and we'll fill in some more blanks down the road. The absolute. Okay, the absolute just refers to the greatest thing that exists. Okay, so walk outside and just ask yourself, gee, what's the greatest thing that exists? Or if the word thing sounds too small, then put the word reality in its place. So the absolute is just the greatest reality that exists. Okay, and the religions of the West, okay, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, as well as many of the religions of the East, okay, Hinduism, Buddhism, Taoism, Confucianism, they'll all have some kind of thinking going on about the absolute and what it is like, or, what its nature is. Okay, when we ask, what is the nature of something, we basically are asking, what is it like? Okay, so the absolute in the West is a personal being. Okay, this is a God who does stuff. Okay, and if being sounds too small, we can, refer to God as being itself, who is also personal. Okay, so this is a God who really gets involved with human beings in the world, parting, say, the Red Sea so people can go through, raising the dead at the end of time, and so on. Okay, this is a God who is really involved. This is a personal God. Okay, whereas the absolutes in the East, like, say, Brahman in Hinduism or the Tao in Taoism, they're not so much personal as they are impersonal. Okay, these absolutes are not really even aware that human beings exist. Okay, and they don't really get involved in the same way that the absolute in the West does. Okay, so different conceptions of the absolute, and we're going to take a look at many of these. Okay, the human condition. Are you ready? Okay, the human condition just refers to what's wrong with human beings and how to fix them. And each of the religions in the West and in the East, and also, the neo-pagan religions, they'll have views of, what's wrong with us and how to fix us. So in, say, Christianity, the problem is sin, okay, and the solution is salvation. In Buddhism, the problem is suffering. The solution is enlightenment or nirvana, okay? And just go down the list. Okay, and we're going to take a look at many of these religions, looking at the problem with human beings and the solution to that problem, how to fix human beings so that they can live better and more successful lives. All right, finally, eschatology. Let's do this. You ready? All right. Drum roll, please. Okay, eschatology just refers to the last things, or, what happens, right before we die or even after we die. Okay, eschatology would talk about things like, is there going to be a big battle between good and evil? Okay, is there going to be a general resurrection of the dead and a judgment day? Even after we die, what is my existence going to be like? Am I going to exist as a resurrected body? Am I going to exist as a disembodied soul? Okay, resurrected bodies would come out of the out of the Western religious traditions like Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. The disembodied soul part would come out of, say, the Platonic philosophical tradition, and even in, some of the Eastern religions like Hinduism, where the Atman, or the soul, will be released from this world, okay, and be reunited with Brahman, the absolute. Okay, what is the nature of our existence after we die? Okay, if there's a heaven and a hell, who goes there? Is hell even eternal? Are some people going to, be freed from hell? Some Christian theologians believe that Jesus is going to preach the gospel in hell, and all people will be saved, including the devil himself. Okay, that goes back to the thought of Origen, one of the church fathers, and it finds its way through other thinkers who came a little later. Some even say it goes back to St. Paul and some of the cryptic sayings that he makes in the New Testament, that, God will be all in all, okay, and all things will be returned to God, okay, and restored to perfection, okay. So a lot of really neat thinking that we can do in philosophy and religion as we look at the absolute, the human condition, and eschatology. So I hope that helps, and I'm looking forward to going on this journey with you. All right, I'll see you in the Cyber Cafe.